Be very unfortunate, but it would be very fun.
The world's greatest commentator skirts. That would be fantastic. I wonder what characters we're getting. Looks like Peach versus Fox.
It should be a fantastic set coming up here.
I love Melee.
Melee's awesome. I mean, they're even playing on Pokemon Stadium. Like, this is so Melee. I'm ready to see Fox get up throw up air kills at 80%.
I'm really excited to see the fire transformation glitch where Peach goes through the stage and is under it.
Oh, that's my favorite. Also, whenever she down smashes with the Melee Peach down smash to the platform and Fox takes 70%, that's my favorite part of Melee.
It's the best game.
It's the best.
Melee damage doesn't make sense sometimes. Did you know that Young Link's Boomerang does 19% at point blank range?
Yep, that's a lot of damage.
Why?
And that's without the multipliers that Ultimate has.
Why?
But let's get back on topic a little bit here. We are playing Ultimate. That side B from Fox.
Sakurai saw numbers and he was like,
let's crank those up.
I definitely feel that way about some Ultimate characters sometimes where I'll just get hit by a move and I was like, that does how much?
Yeah, there's definitely like going from old games to this games, you definitely have to like change your mindset for how much is a lot of damage.
Yeah, for sure.
A lot of moves are like, oh, it does 16%.
Inkling Jab does like 50 and gives you full ink and you're like, well.
Yeah. Ooh, nice.
That was some Melee stuff. Just run up smash.
You just do it. Strap your Nikes on and kick her in the face.
The Yeezys, if you will.
Nice, quick 23% string. Yeah, like in Smash 4, like a 23% string would be like kind of a big deal. In this game, it's kind of like, you get a hit.
Yeah, for sure.
Maybe
like,
two.
Joker will do like up air, drag down 3 times into like down throw forward air, down tilt, up, whatever, and you're like at 70 from a 0% combo. It's like, well, this character came out last week. I really love this matchup though, because it's like, it's explosive in all of the interesting ways. In some matchups, Peach really doesn't have to do some stuff, and she just ends up playing a kind of defensive game plan because she just has the tools to, you know, not have to engage all the time.
Yeah, really.
But this one, it's like, who's going to go in first, and how much are they going to get off their punish? Because that really is what dictates the pace of the match.
Yeah, both these characters do a lot of damage when they do get in, and have really great ways to pressure their opponent if they're just, even if they just have them backed into a corner.
For sure. Like even Peach just like floating up at my shield and just like pressing down tilt or something. I'm like, well, this could be the world's scariest interaction. I don't know yet.
I could try and challenge this and take 70%.
Yeah. Why do you float aerials? Ignore the short hop multiplier.
Yeah, no, I don't know about that one.
I think that is like the one change that this character definitely needs.
Yeah, I think that feels like an oversight, sort of.
A little bit, but it's fine. I have a theory about this last patch because I remember seeing a lot of players discussing like, wow, how frustrated they were that there weren't more sweeping changes. And I have a theory that they're waiting to sort of fix like system issues before they get into, you know, like buffing or nerfing characters like properly. Like. Like they changed a lot of projectile stuff. Like if you'd asked me like 2 weeks ago like what characters need to be nerfed, I'd be like, oh, Snake probably needs to get nerfed. But now that projectiles are universally less strong, I don't necessarily feel that way.
And they did nerf the Nikita. They did make the hitbox in the Nikita smaller.
For sure, but like I think it's interesting that they're waiting for the metagame to shake out like after fixing the more systemic stuff that we see in this game, rather than, you know, just buffing or nerfing super quick.
For sure, yeah, they're definitely going for kind of a slow burn,
which is nice. I like it.
Nice quick burn on that up smash tech chase though.
That's the Fox special.
That Fox special, yeah. Like the fact that you can cover like 50% of your opponent's option, more than 50. It becomes 50-50 more than that. You're going to do literally any option or tech in, because either way, like literally any option gets covered by the run up smash.
Yeah, more or less.
Oh. Okay, maybe missed out a little bit of damage there. Didn't really anything else.
Is there a Smash game where Fox doesn't just run up smash you? Like
no. Maybe Smash 64 because I'm not super familiar with that one, but ever since Melee,
there are 3 universal constants: death, taxes, and Fox run up smash.
Yep. In Brawl, his up smash actually hit even harder than Melee.
What?
Yeah, it hit inordinately hard.
That's horrifying.
Correct. Oh.
We got a little bit of lag on there.
Ooh, nice.
What percent was he at? Because you were talking about up throw up here at 80.
Yeah. You got that up air finish. It's just like Melee, baby.
Hell yeah.
Now we just need the Peach down smash for 70%. And then I'll feel right at home.
Thank God that's gone.
Yeah.
I was thinking about this the other day, and I was like, wow, every like scrubby Melee Peach would like love Ultimate Peach because like all of the bad stuff, like Peach Bomber, that like all of the bad Melee players try to do is like really good in this game.
Yeah, Peach Bomber is actually pretty sick.
Why is it so strong? Why is it so fast?
I don't know. That stuff. They definitely went out of their way to like look at all characters' moves in this game and be like, how can we make this move balanced yet usable?
Yeah.
And Peach Bomber is definitely one of those. It's like, oh, we'll just lower the end lag, so it's safe.
Except Joker Gun, like Joker Up Gun, is just not good.
Joker Up Gun's kind of bad.
Yeah.
It's like it's good coverage. Like if you want to just spit hitboxes everywhere.
In theory.
Like in certain situations, like if your opponent is off stage, it's got a lot of landing lag, so you can't use it just like jumping around on stage.
You can't like Bayo near something.
Yeah, you can't Bayo near something. That's what you use down for.
Yeah.
Okay, back and forth. finding those Fox dash attacks. Fox dash attack is such a great move.
It's
like,
so good.
The character is like, just having that movement speed, as godlike as it is, having that whiff punish with that burst
is
movement
stellar.
on top of that movement speed.
Yeah, because you can anti-air with up or with dash attack. You can catch landings with it. You can punish someone, like a whiff normal. Like anytime someone would like try to do something and it doesn't work out the way that they want, generally the correct option is to dash attack them.
Yep. And then, if you're not true comboing off of it, which you can actually do, then you're still in an awful position. Like, getting caught in an up air whenever you're trying to land after Fox dash attacks you, like, it's going to be a lot of damage.
Yeah, for sure. And one thing that I really like about Fox is, like, despite being a really fast and explosive character in a lot of ways, his game plan is also super deliberate. Like, you watch Fox in neutral, it almost looks like they're boxing, right?
Absolutely.
Like, they're weaving in and out, trying to get a couple jabs in, maybe a dash attack if you throw out an unsafe option or something, and just everything that Fox does is so calculated in really interesting ways. And that was a beautiful turn-up.
Yeah, perfect calculation on just how much was needed to finish that stock off.
Like the Swedish sniper.
Barely touched this match. Last up.
No,
outside
okay,
B.
it's
Okay,
fine.
yeah, still got a jump. It's gonna be fine. Maybe.
At least Fox can up the out of that in this game.
Okay. Almost was not fine. That forward air was gonna put him dangerously close to death.
Yeah.
Antuan back on stage now, though. Trying to finish this first stock off. The up
Good
smash
up smash.
will do it.
Good, very cognizant of what was happening around him and when he could sneak that little option in there. I think a lot of players would be really scared in that position.
Definitely.
So I think that showing like when you know when to pull the trigger on moves like that is really like indicative of a player that knows what they're doing with their character.
Absolutely, yeah. Because a lot of situations players will like, if they are looking for the kill, they'll get in those sorts of situations. They'll just like, kill moves, just throw them out. Smash attacks, go. Which will often end very, very poorly.
I'm right here.
Sorry guys, I didn't see Pixel there.
That's definitely the pixel special. Is like, I have kill moves on deck. I'm gonna throw them all out right now.
Okay, Antuan barely surviving. Gonna upbeat just too high.
That was
for that
really good.
Yeah.
Turnip scares me.
Turnip scary, man.
Turnip
like
instills a deep existential eldritch fear inside of me every time I see it. Peach is an eldritch deity.
It really is. Yep, gonna catch those dash backs with that tasty Fox dash attack. Gotta find a way to finish this stock up, though. Nice little ledge trap there with the back air, the jab to cover the roll in.
For sure. Fox jab is really good. That was fantastic.
Beautiful. That shield there. That's the perfect thing. Like, you'll see so many good players do that sort of thing. We're like, okay, I've got my opponent cornered, and I'm going to do this sort of thing to make it so I'm safe against lots of other options. And if they do what I really want them to do, I'm going to end them.
Yeah, basically. I think that's one of the good footstool.
Yeah,
but one of the things that I also really like about Fox in this game is like he does a lot of the stuff that I really liked about certain Foxes in Melee, where you would pressure someone by like moving around them.
Oh, yeah,
like that famous clip of like Ice vs Armada where he's just sort of like moonwalking and like doing up airs and it's like, you're sitting in shield and I'm going to make you roll out and kill you for it.
Yep.
And Fox in this game just feels like designed to do exactly that. And it's super cool.
Yeah, like he's honestly not super threatening if you do respect that, because it doesn't have a lot of like really good like if he grabs you, nothing terrible happens to you when you're hyper.
Yeah.
But the way that he can move around, like if he's content to not try and grab you, eventually your shield gets low enough. You have to do something eventually. It becomes very difficult to weave yourself out.
There's
of that
absolutely a point where you have to pick an option, and that's where Fox is just like thriving.
Yeah, I'm gonna kill you. Oh,
falling near up smash.
Very nice, very nice.
That was really, really clean. Good play.
Yeah.
I love that jingle. The Star Fox jingle is really good.
Yeah. Yeah, Antuan
sure.
over Orex. Let's go, Antuan.
He played very, very well that set.
He
like
did.
Everything that he needed to execute on, he executed on like with a bomb.
Yeah, we were talking a lot about his play. Honestly, Orex was playing pretty well too. Like
For sure.
He missed like a couple of very small things. Like he landed it down till at one point.
I think as a commentator, it's almost easier to talk about Peach because it feels like she's doing more. Because Fox ends up playing a kind of passive game a lot of the time. So it's always talking about like, oh, how does like what can Peach do for counterplay? Which isn't to say that like I think most people would agree that Peach is probably better than Fox.
Absolutely.
But Peach also plays a more involved game where she has to like look for specific things, whereas Fox is kind of just like trying to move in a way that puts you in a position that he likes.
He's got a bit more access to the rest of his moveset. Well,
For sure.
Like Peach is a character who doesn't really have bad moves. She doesn't necessarily. Like, her moves don't work in all situations. Like you can't just, as much as we talk about Melee, you can't just like forward air in at somebody to approach. Like that move is not safe.
You can't down air at them, though.
You can down air at them. That is true. But that's a situation like when is Peach going to have Fox in a situation where he's sitting still and you can down air at him?
Yeah, definitely.
It's going to be hard.
What can I do to condition Fox to hold shield here so I can pressure him on shield with down air and force him to drop shield, roll, or jump, basically?
Yeah, and Antuan wasn't really ever in that position. Like Orex would hit him and put on damage, like edgeguard him pretty well too. But it was pretty hard to pin him down.